Hello, everyone. This is Katie with Discover Central Massachusetts. We are here with Jim Moran, who is the Vice President for Programs and Outreach at the American Antiquarian Society here in Worcester. Hi, Jim. How you doing today?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. So, Jim, you work for the American Antiquarian Society here in Worcester. What is the American Antiquarian Society exactly?
Well, we are an organization that loves fish. Many people come and say that we are the American Antiquarian Society. No, we are the Antiquarian Society. We are a national research library of American history and culture and a learned society dedicated to pre-20th century American history. We collect the printed record of this country between the years 1640 and roughly 1876. And by that I mean we are interested in collecting, preserving, and making available for study anything and everything printed in the United States between those years. If we have a simple rule: we either have it or we want it. And our collection encompasses all kinds of things, from great works of literature, important state papers, and the kinds of stuff that was meant to be consumed and then thrown away. Old advertisements, newspapers, periodicals, what were called broadsides, what we would call posters, the kinds of things that today, when you're looking for a ride home or looking for a lost dog, you post something on a telephone pole. That's really a broadside, and we have the 18th and 19th century equivalents of those things. They're all housed in our library building, which is located at the corner of Salisbury Street and Park Avenue. It's that big brick domed building, and those of you who travel around the neighborhood know that we are building a building project on that building. This is what it looks like. We're building a little addition to our building that will house a new air conditioning and heating system. It will also house a wonderful classroom space for us to do increased programming, and this classroom space will have teleconferencing capability so we can broadcast our programming out to the nation. And it will also have an expanded conservation lab on the top floor that will allow us to increase the ways in which we preserve our collection and our library materials. We as a learned society, we have about 1,200 people who are elected to membership, but we also do a vast amount of programming for K-12 students and teachers, undergraduate students, scholars, academics, professors, and instructors on every level, and the general public. And our new space will allow us to do even more of that kind of programming, and to do programming beyond people who live in Worcester itself.
Wow, Jim, that's absolutely amazing. I know that Discover Central Mass listed you as one of the hidden gems in Worcester in our newest edition of our Spring-Summer Visitor Guide, but we had no idea the extent of which these renovations are going to allow Worcester to come into contact with essentially the entire world of both academics and curious people alike. So, tell me... Oh, go ahead.
Well, I just want to say that we're delighted we're a hidden gem, and we want people to come and visit us, but not until the fall, because this building project is really kind of making us a little bit higgledy-piggledy for the moment. But it will be finished in October, and we will resume our public tours, which we do every Wednesday at 3. We've suspended them while we're building the new addition, but we'll start them again in the fall. And we would welcome people to come on those tours. You get a peek behind the scenes where the library materials are kept. And of course, you'll get to see this new building addition and the new conservation lab and a new program space. So we're really excited about that.
That's a great point, Jim. We definitely don't want people wandering around while we have open construction. But I do know that people can come and visit you before the opening of your new renovations by going to some of your lecture series. I know that you have one coming up about the Declaration of Independence. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure. We do free public lectures. We'll do a series of them beginning in April of this year. They are held at usually Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 7 p.m. in our library building. People are welcome to come at no charge. We'll do a series of them, including a musical program that we're going to do on early 18th century music in May. And we're going to wrap up our program with a panel discussion featuring some of the greatest historians working in America today. Peter Onuf, who is a Jefferson scholar and our distinguished scholar in residence. David Blight, who is a historian of the anti-slavery movement and African American experience in this country. And Annette Gordon-Reed will come and talk about the Declaration of Independence. Peter will talk primarily about what it meant when it was created in 1776. David will talk about how it was reappropriated and interpreted by people like Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln in the mid-19th century. And Annette Gordon-Reed will talk about its kind of the way we're conceiving of it today in the 21st century. This is a panel discussion between those people and the audience. So we really hope that people come, that they join in the conversation. And it's part of a program that we're doing with the Freedom's Way National Heritage Area called Declaring Independence Then and Now. And this is a series of performance pieces with costumed interpreters who interpret and read the Declaration of Independence and then discuss what it means to us today. And there will be a series of performances around the region starting in mid-May and going through the July 4th weekend, including some performances at Old Sturbridge Village on the July 4th weekend. So it's lots of ways for people to see that. There are links on our website and on Freedom's Way's website. Most of the performances are free or with admission to the site, as they are with the case with Old Sturbridge Village. It's a great program. This is the third year we've been doing it, and it's been expanding every year we've done it. It's our foundational document, and it is a document that I think in many ways we are still struggling with many of its themes. Freedom, independence, what does it mean to be free? Are we all equally free? What does equality mean? These are big questions that we all have a stake in.
Definitely, definitely. So I know that everything is locked up right now, but Jim, can you tell me what is, I won't ask you what your favorite thing is, but what are some of your favorite things that you house here? I know that you have a collection of some pretty cool items you really can't find anywhere else in the world.
Well, it's really hard for me to kind of narrow this down, but since I was just talking about the Declaration of Independence, I will say that that whole program started because of a broadside version of the Declaration of Independence that we have in our collection, which is quite rare. It was printed in Salem, Massachusetts by Ezekiel Russell in the summer of 1776. It, like you would imagine, has the full text of the Declaration. But what's really unique about this is at the bottom of that document, there is a statement from the Massachusetts government's asking or ordering that each minister or pastor read the Declaration from the pulpit the Sunday after they receive it. Now, in most communities, in fact, in all communities in Massachusetts, there was an official church. It was the Congregational Church. And people in 1776 paid a pew tax to support the salary of the minister, whether they belonged to that church or not. So it was in some ways quite appropriate for the minister to be reading this political document. With our own item, our own version of this document, we also have a manuscript edition. The order at the bottom says that the minister should read it from the pulpit, and it should be the record of him doing so should be entered into the town minutes. We have a manuscript, a little piece of paper with our document that says, from the town clerk of Charlton, Massachusetts, that says, on such and such a date, Caleb Curtis, the Reverend Caleb Curtis of the Federated, what is now the Federated Church of Charlton, did indeed read this document, and it was entered into the town records. For me personally, that is a really special document because I live in the town of Charlton, and I go to that church. And Reverend Caleb Curtis was one of our first ministers. So it's really kind of a special document in many ways.
That's amazing. That's so cool. I didn't know that you had that. So I think we're going to try, to make sure that everybody watching this video comes and visits and asks for a tour, because I know you guys have some amazing things.
After October.
After October, that is right. After the renovations, everybody, do not come here except for the programming before that time. But definitely after October passes, come and visit Jim and all of our friends here at the Antiquarian Society. You'll never know what you'll see. My favorite thing here is the little vial of tea that you have from the Boston Tea Party. I think that is absolutely amazing, and one of the original printing presses from Isaiah Thomas. So absolutely amazing things here. You can totally learn just amazing things. So Jim, thank you so much for speaking with us today. And you can learn more about the Antiquarian Society by visiting our website, discovercentralmass.org. You can also learn more about the programming by visiting our event calendar. And we hope that we will talk to you again soon, Jim, in your newly renovated space.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.